I'm so excited to share this with you today. You see, I was going to bring another topic, another discussion, but no, my spirit told me to share this with you. You see, it was back on October 27th of 2020, over 4 years ago, and I was sound asleep and I woke up because I heard the words allow life to happen. It was very loud. It sounded like someone was shouting in my room, and I woke up. But there was no one there. But I know that I had heard those words, allow life to happen. But I didn't know what it meant. And so later on that morning in my meditation time, I simply asked, what does that mean? I had no idea. But the message was clear. That was supposed to be a title of a book that I was going to write. Well, at the time, I was busy working on courses. I was still a full-time financial advisor, and I had no intention of writing a book. It wasn't on my bucket list. It was nothing that I even desired to do. But I wrote about it, I journaled it, and I went on with my day, with my year. And then on January 15th of 2022, again, I was meditating and I was working on a different course. And the message again was very clear. Drop the course. Do not do any other work. It's time to write the book. Allow life to happen. And then I proceeded to have an argument with my higher self. And I said, I don't want to write a book. I don't know how to write a book. I've never wanted to write a book. Why do I have to do this now? And the message again was very clear that it is time. People need to hear this message of your spiritual journey. They need to hear what you went through. And not because it's so much my story, my personal experiences. It was because on my spiritual journey, I did many things. So I read many books and I did many exercises because I'm kind of a hands-on learner. So I did many exercises, and the ones that were pivotal to me, I included in the book. And there are 30 exercises in the book, and there are 16 other books that I mentioned that I read that I felt very pivotal to me. So after that first morning, after arguing with my higher self, I was like, okay, I resigned to it. Yes, I'll write the book. But I'm not going to write it alone because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never even known anyone that wrote a book. I didn't know where to get started. So that's what I asked for. I'm like, please show me, guide me in writing this book. Show me how to get started. I don't even know what chapters to put in the book. Like everything's going to have to come from my higher self. So that's what I did. I would tap in, I would write down all of the information, the stories, the books, the quotes, the affirmations, everything, all the knowledge that I had accumulated. I actually put it on sticky notes and was led and guided to put this book together. So I'm not going to get into all those details right here, but those exercises were pivotal for me and they might be for you too. So let me share with you the book. And here it is. Allow life to happen and receive everything you desire. And one of my friends wrote a quote on the back, Deborah, and she said, this book is inspirational. It is like a recipe with examples and exercises on how to reframe your life and live in joy. That was from Deborah. So I just thought that I loved that little quote from her. And so I included that on the back. And yeah, so it's not that big of a book. It's not that long, but I take you through the spiritual journey where I was guided to take me from being aware of my thoughts and my feelings all the way to the end of the book where I learned how to love myself and accept myself unconditionally so that I could love others and accept others unconditionally, and so that I could live my life in joy and bliss. And that's why I love teaching about manifesting, because yes, we can manifest the wealth and the abundance and the prosperity, the cars, the houses, but it's not about that. It's about ultimately you're here for the expansion of your soul and you're here to be living in joy and bliss. So The three things that my spiritual journey ultimately taught me, if I were to put them into three categories, was one was allow life to happen, like get out of your own way. That was the first lesson that I really had to learn because I thought I had to figure it out. And that's not true. I needed to get out of my own way and let my connection to my soul guide me or my higher self and to be guided. I didn't have to figure out the hows and figure out how things are going to happen. No, I had to get out of my own way. I had to stop trying to figure it out for myself. So that was the first thing. Actually allow life to happen because it can be one of joy and bliss and ease and flow. The second thing was learning how to establish and really connect to my higher self so that I was listening and not just having that connection through meditation, but also having the knowing that that's where the information is coming from. That's where my guidance is coming from. And ultimately, that's how I guide others as well. And then the third thing is life is a game. Like it's supposed to be fun. And it's fun when you're living in joy and bliss. And so many times people tell me, well, I've tried meditating. I can't do it. My mind races. But what you don't understand is of course it does. Of course, that's your ego, that's your thought, your mind, your intellect. It's running, right? That's what we live by until we stop. But what's on the other side of that quieting your mind is joy and bliss. And isn't it worth it? I think it is because that's what I was after. I wanted to experience joy no matter what's going on in my life. I wanted to be in joy, not just happy, not just gleeful, but actually having that inner joy. And for me, it's about freedom and it's about living in a place of faith. What does that mean? It means having no fear. No, I'm not going to go run out in the street in front of a bus. I'm not going to be stupid, but I don't have fear. Like there's nothing to fear. Like there's not even death to fear because death doesn't actually exist. We're an infinite spiritual being. We're always going to exist. And once you have that knowing, there's nothing to fear. So life is a game. It's to have fun. So won't you join me in this first quarter of 2025? And you can grab my book on Amazon. You can get the Kindle version. It's like, I don't know, $6.99, something like that. It's doable. Get the book. And then I had to learn the process as I go for writing the book. So I figure out how to get the editors. I figure out how to write the book. I figure out how to get a design. I figure out how to get the cover. I figure out how to get all of that formatted for Amazon, get it on Amazon. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting because I want to market it properly. And so I had a time span of about 3 months where I was waiting to get it to market. So the timing was right, so that everything was prepared. And I thought, what can I do in the next 3 months? I was so used to writing and getting this book ready. And so again, following my intuition, I was told to write a book, write a journal to go with the book. So the journal is called Allow Life to Happen, the 129-day journal. Why 129 days? Because that's what Spirit told me to do. This journal goes with the book. It goes with it as far as the themes. So as you're going through the book and doing the exercises, this journal corresponds to it. And the journal is very specific. The instructions that I received from my higher self, again, were very specific, and I follow directions. So it starts with an affirmation on day one. The affirmation is for you to really think about how that applies to you and really like almost put it on like a jacket. Pretend like you're wearing this affirmation all day and see how it feels on you. And also with the instruction is to write that affirmation out with your non-dominant hand. That's a very specific piece of information. When you write out in your non-dominant hand, you are retraining your brain that you can do new things. And what are we doing here? A transformation is a new thing. You want to manifest something that you've never had? you have to change, and you have to change from the inside out. So writing the affirmation with your non-dominant hand is very specific. So that's day 1, and then it alternates. Day 2, you have a quote. And again, these quote thematically go with the book. Now, you don't have to do it with the book, but it does go together. So day 2, for example, is by Wallace D. Wattles. To think what you want to think is to think truth, regardless of all appearances. So the idea there is to really think about that quote, see how it applies to your life, see how it resonates with you, and then really think about it during the day. So here it'd be, okay, am I thinking what I want to think? Like, where are these thoughts coming from? Would be something you could take away from this quote. And then the next day, again, you have an affirmation that you're going to write out on with your non-dominant hand. And again, wear it during the day, see how it feels. And it's not only thematic with the book, but it's also building. It's building this muscle of knowing that you can be, do, or have anything, knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you can love and accept yourself unconditionally. So, day 3, the affirmation is, I'm right where I need to be. I'm right where I need to be. Knowing that everything's always working out for you. I'm right where I need to be. So I would love it if you feel like this is resonating with you to get the book, to get the journal, and you can work with me as well. Now, here's a way that you can work along with me every week. The only thing is you have to be on Facebook for this. So you can go to Facebook, go to my Facebook group, which is called High Energy Manifester. Join, costs nothing to join. And then every Wednesday, what we do is I host a call called Thrive at 5. That's 5 o'clock Pacific time here in the United States. And it's a Zoom call. And I make myself available for 30 minutes every Wednesday so that you can ask questions about manifesting. You can discuss anything that's in the book with me, but you get 30 minutes every week to talk about your journey, to share with what you're going through. You might have wins to celebrate, or maybe you're stuck and you want to talk about something, or maybe you want to ask me questions about an exercise. Whatever it is, I make myself available to you for 30 minutes every week through this Zoom link in my Facebook group. So I would love for you to join. Again, there's absolutely no cost. And then let's make 2025 just an amazing year. But before I go, I want to share with you a testimonial, or it was really an email that this gal sent me that had got my book right away back when it published. And she was in my group. I was getting certified as a hypnotherapist through Mind Valley. And she was living in another country somewhere because I knew our time schedules were off. So she emailed me and she says, "Hey, Beth, I got the book. First impression, I read the sample and could not stop reading till the end. Great job. I got the book and browsed through it, and it's like you've done my long overdue homework, gathering the scattered stuff in my mind and structuring it nicely to work on. I can't wait to dive in. Thank you so much for putting this out. So grateful for your book. I know it's going to further impact my year positively, Kath. So I wanted to share that with you. If you're looking for this positive impact, if you're looking for change and transformation in 2025, remember, it starts from within. We all have to be willing to do the inner work before we can get the changes on the outside, before we can manifest what our heart's desire, whatever it is that we want to manifest, or if we want to be happier. So whatever it is, I would love for you, just go to Amazon, you can pick them up, and then you can continue and check in with me weekly for further support. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a blessed week. Happy holidays. Whatever you are celebrating, I honor it. And I want the best for you, truly. I know what it's like to live in joy and bliss and to be able to manifest this absolute freedom where I can be, do, or have anything. And right now, in this moment, this is what I want to share with you. It's not just for me, it's not just for a few select people. You can be, do, or have anything. And just know that from my heart to yours, it is possible. And I want to see it for you. So I can't wait to see you in the Zoom room. If that's something that resonates, please join the Facebook group. Again, High Energy Manifestor. I'll have the link to that down below in the description. And I can't wait to see you there. And again, if this is resonating, if you're wanting to manifest, if you're wanting to change, please hit subscribe. And I can't wait to share more with you next week. Right? Take care. Bye bye.